Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you how I made this gorgeous mixed metallic fall wreath. I initially saw this on a blog post and I knew instantly that I wanted to recreate it. I am obsessed with mixed metallics, especially for the fall, and that has really been my theme for the past 2 years, so I knew that this would go perfectly with the rest of my decor. So what you will need is some artificial leaves and berries. I had this garland laying around. It was from a few years ago that I got at Michael's, and I never really used it because it just honestly never really matched with anything that I had. But you guys can also find some cheaper garland and stems at the Dollar Tree. I'm not sure I need to say this, but make sure you're doing this outside. The fumes can be really strong and dangerous, so make sure you're doing this outside in a garage or in like a very, very well ventilated area. Then you will need gloves to protect your hands, a metal craft loop. I've heard you can find them at Dollar Tree, but I honestly checked a few times and mine did not have them. So I just got this one at Joann's for like $3 or $4. Then you'll need some scissors and a hot glue gun. So really quick, I just want to show you guys the different spray paints that I got. I definitely bought way more than I needed, but all you really need are just 3 different shades. The ones that I used basically are just the 5 on the left. This one all the way to the right, this is the Rust-Oleum Aged Copper. It's a really gorgeous dark brown metallic. And when I did try this one, it was really sheer, and I definitely would have needed a lot of coats in order to get the true color of this. And it just really wasn't what I was looking for this particular project, but it is a really pretty color. This Krylon Copper, or Krylon, I don't even know if I'm saying that right. I don't remember what this one looked like specifically, but I know that I used the other copper ones that I got more. These two are the golds that I used. The Krylon was more of like a metallic, and the Designer Master one was still metallic, but it wasn't as like mirrory or like chrome as the other one, if that even makes sense. But these were pretty much the same color, and they were like a really gorgeous champagne gold. Then for silver, I went with this Krylon one. It's called Brushed Metallic Nickel. I wanted more of a brushed matte metallic silver as opposed to like a chrome metallic silver. And silver doesn't really come in many variations, so it wasn't too hard to find a good shade for that. Then the 2 copper shades I went with, the Krylon Metallic Copper, which in my opinion is definitely more of like a true metallic copper color, and this one was definitely more of like a brushed or matte metallic shade. And then this Rust-Oleum one, you can see on the wreath that it's more of like a pinky rose gold copper, and it's definitely more of that like mirror metallic and definitely more of like a true like rose gold. Also, these are pretty affordable. They range in price from like $6 to $9, and some I was even able to get really cheap with coupons from Michael's. So I'm basically just taking the garland and cutting the leaves off in like clusters. I thought this would be an easier way to spray the leaves at the time, but it wasn't really any easier, honestly. So you will see later on that I just sprayed them all one by one. And as I said before, this was my first time spray painting ever. So please disregard my rookie mistakes. I probably should have done a little bit more research, but I just kind of like went into this and like winged it. You can clearly see that I'm holding the can way too close, and you could see how drenched and saturated the leaves are getting. That's why they took so long to dry in between coats, and why the leaves ended up being very, very stiff at the end, which ended up being a little bit harder to work with. So I definitely suggest spraying from a little bit further away and not so like up close. Also, I highly suggest laying out your leaves in 3 different piles of what color you want to spray each pile, instead of just doing like one color at a time after each other. I didn't really go into this really thinking about anything, and I was really excited to see like how each color performed. So I just kept switching colors as I sprayed each leaf, which, like I said, isn't the best approach to this, but it also makes it really messy. I definitely suggest spraying them all separately and just not switching in between colors. So this is what the leaves looked like at the end when I was done. I had to wait a while for them to dry just because they were so saturated in the paint, but eventually they did. And I also did wait a few days before I started gluing them on, just because I definitely wanted to make sure that they were completely dry. So yeah, then I just started gluing everything onto the wreath. Now, another rookie mistake I made was that I probably should have mapped out where I wanted each leaf to go beforehand. I literally just started pulling leaves one at a time and seeing what looked good where and just gluing it down. I glued some leaves also behind the wreath as well so that they would stay secured better to the loop, and I really like how that ended up looking. It just gave it a little bit of dimension and didn't make everything look so like flat. And also just make sure you're using enough glue to hold them down, because I ended up having to re-glue a lot of them because they weren't really staying that well. And yeah, that is pretty much it. This project was definitely a lot more work than I thought it would be, but I loved how it came out in the end. My fall decor theme has always been a beautiful mix of metallics, and you can't always find that kind of decor in the store. So I thought that making this wreath myself went perfect with everything. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please give it a thumbs up if you did. If you guys want to see more like DIY projects from me, I love doing stuff like this, and I would definitely be down to making some more for you guys. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.